We're live. I believe we're live. Hi, guys. How are you? Spiritual medium psychic Ashley Smrowski hopping on. It is Wednesday night. So, you know what that means. We're doing free readings to as many people as I can get to. So, I see there are already quite a few of you in here watching. So, hello. We're going to give it just a minute for everyone else to find us and to come in and to join. Hi, Tina. Hi, Christy. Hey, Stephanie. Madhu, did I say that right? Hello. All right, good. So while everyone is coming in, please go ahead, take a second to share this video. Please share it on Facebook, Instagram, text message. I don't know, wherever you share your things, please share it there. I appreciate it. The more people that we can get in to join us, the better. We are going to get to as many people as we can possibly get to. Obviously, I won't be able to get to everyone, but at the very end of the hour, I always do a pick three. Where I hold up 3 cards. You can pick which one you're drawn to, and I'll explain each meaning. So even if I don't get to you individually tonight, you'll still have that opportunity to receive some guidance. And if you ever hear me give a reading and you resonate with it, it sounds like your loved one, or it sounds like a message you needed to hear, that was also a message for you that you were supposed to hear. So hi, Joyce. Hey, Ashley. Good. So everyone is coming in. If you've shared, please let me know that you've shared. Let me know where you guys are watching from. If you are new to me, my name is Ashley Smrowski. I am a spiritual medium psychic, and every Wednesday I go live right here on YouTube with totally free readings to as many people as I can get to. If you have followed me before, know that I do have a new business Facebook page. Facebook banned me from my old one. And I think a lot of you know that already, but if you don't, and you're still following the old page, please go ahead and follow the new one. If you go to my website, which is in the pinned post here at the top or at the pinned post in the comments here, it's also in the description. But if you go to my website, ashleyspiritualmedium.com, you can click all the way at the bottom. There's like a little Facebook button. You can click that and that'll take you to the new page. Good. Renee, you shared to your whole family. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Hey, Erin. Okay. Hi, Lori. So many people coming in. I love it. So the way that tonight works is I am connecting to loved ones. I am giving psychic readings, kind of whatever it is that spirit draws me to do. And so you'll simply comment when I'm ready to get started. I'll let you know. And then you guys can start commenting and let me know either the relationship of the person you're hoping to hear from, or the question or area of your life that you're wanting some guidance in. Sorry, I keep looking at my eye. I feel like there's something on my eyelid. But as we're giving everyone a chance to come in, I did want to go ahead and let you guys know, if you aren't already aware, yesterday I released my Black Friday deals. So Black Friday is very quickly approaching, and so I wanted to do something special for that. And so between the offer stands, let me explain this correctly. The offer started yesterday and it's going to run through November 30th. The deals are virtual readings. So you can get a one-on-one virtual reading. So just you and I, and it's all, everything is virtual. So it doesn't matter where you're located. But it's just you and I connecting to spirit, having a reading, whether it's connecting to loved ones or psychic, a little bit of both, whatever it is. These are typically $100. For the Black Friday deal, they're only $75, and everything is recorded. It's a 30-minute session. So if you wanted to schedule, that is definitely an option. But I've also opened up an option for a 45-minute virtual session for 2 people. So if you and a friend or you and a relative wanted to both have a reading, you could do that together. And both people are guaranteed a reading, whether it's connecting to a loved one, whether it's psychic, whatever it is that you're looking for. And again, everything's recorded and sent to you. So the 45-minute option for 2 people, that's $100. The one-on-one option for just you and I, that is $75. Now, these prices are only good until November 30th. You can go ahead and you can schedule into December. I've released my December I've released my December availability. It's very limited because of the holidays and everything, but I have released my December availability. So you can schedule for November or December, but as long as you book your session by November 30th, then you can get those readings at those prices. Now, after November 30th, prices will go back up to what they typically are. So if you want the Black Friday specials, then definitely schedule or book your session before November 30th, whether it's for November or December, that doesn't matter as long as you book your session by the 30th of this month. So very excited about that. So that is there. You can go to my website and you can schedule. When you go to my website, there will be a schedule here button. You just click that and that'll take you to a more detailed description of all the different types of services that I'm offering right now. Another thing I wanted to mention is if you purchased a mini photo reading, which was just a special I was doing last week, I'm not doing them right now, but if you purchased one of those, a lot of them have already gone out, but if you haven't received yours yet, you will receive it by Friday. I'm a little behind schedule. We had something come up within the family that we weren't expecting, but everything is great and beautiful. It just kind of set me back a couple days. So if you purchased one and you haven't received it yet, you will have it by Friday, but many of them have already gone out. So that is the whole spiel. That is everything that I wanted to kind of touch base on before we jumped in. Yeah, we have over 40 people in here, which for being new to YouTube, I think that's just amazing. I'm so used to the old Facebook lives when we would have a couple hundred people in at any given time. But we are definitely growing here on YouTube, which I just think is fantastic. And so if you guys haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, definitely do that. That way every Wednesday you'll get those notifications of when I'm on giving free readings. Okay, so hi from Texas. Okay, I'm just kind of scrolling through. I know I was talking a lot, so I missed quite a few of these comments. Erin, you're new. Welcome. Katrina, new subscriber here. Welcome. I love seeing all the new people. Okay. And everyone who's been following me for so long. I appreciate all of you. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. So as you guys are coming in, continue to share. I appreciate, but I'm ready if you are. So I'm going to take a second, get in my zone here, welcome Spirit in, and then I'm just going to start going to whoever it is in the comments that Spirit draws me to. So post your questions, go ahead and start posting who it is that you want to connect with. And I'm going to get to as many people as I can. Now, these are just mini readings. If you want a more in-depth session, then go ahead on my website and schedule with me. Okay. Margie said, let's roll. Yes, let's roll. Okay. Okay. All right. So, who do we want to start the night off with? Let's go to Okay, I think I want to go to Stephanie Baldwin. Stephanie, you said you just needed some guidance. So Stephanie, we're going to start with you. Okay. Oh, your card just jumped right out. Okay, so Stephanie, your card that leaped right out here is Feeling the World. Now, this very quickly tells us that you are just a ball of emotion right now. So take some time, take some deep breaths, give yourself a chance every day to really start your mornings off in a place of gratitude. It's very easy for us to wake up, we pick up our phones immediately, and then we're just starting to get bombarded with the world, right? So you're a bit of an empath. So you pick up on things, you feel things a lot deeper than what other people may feel or pick up on. And so it's important that you ground yourself. It's important that you cleanse, but starting your days intentionally is going to make a big difference. So start it in a place of gratitude. Take some time to just wake up without immediate distractions. Does that make sense? And it feels like as you start to intentionally take care of your energy, that's going to help you with things like clarity. That's going to help you with just kind of navigating your world, decision making, relationships. You're going to start to see the changes in all areas, but that's only if you take control of how you're using your energy. So if you're allowing yourself to get very wrapped up into the world around you, and you're not grounding and you're not cleansing and you're not releasing what doesn't belong to you, then you're going to feel that and you're going to see that reflected in all areas of your life. But if you take that control and you say, okay, all right, I'm just going to give myself 30 minutes to wake up in the morning and, maybe start it with a meditation or maybe just a quiet cup of coffee without technology, without the distraction of anything else. Just start it in a quiet space, whether that's meditation or just sitting and being present and allowing whatever thoughts come in and then release them, right? Not getting stuck on anything. But you're really going to notice a difference when you do start to take control of how you're using your energy. And I think the way that you start your mornings that is key for you, because it feels like that just kind of gets the ball rolling. So take some time, figure out a new routine in the morning to start intentionally, to start in a place of gratitude. And then you can kind of, gather yourself a bit and then go about your day. And at the end of every day, I really want to encourage you to release what does not belong to you. Ask Spirit to help you with this, say a prayer, do a meditation again, or just sit in silence, whatever you need to do. But envision you're just releasing what is not yours, releasing what does not belong to you. And I promise you, those little differences or those little changes that you make will make all the difference in the world. So I hope that helps. You said, yes, that's you. Yeah, that's many of us. Oh, I have cards flying left and right. So this is a good sign. It means Spirit is around. So, okay. I read a comment as soon as these popped out. Where'd it go? Let me find that comment. Miriam, it was your comment. As soon as I read it, these two cards popped out. You said anything will do. Okay, Miriam, Stephanie, you're welcome. So 2 cards that popped out for you. The first one is the beautiful uncaging, and the second one is time machine. These 2 cards, what these are talking about is it's talking about your heart. You cannot go back in time. You cannot change things. You cannot change the fact that you've gone through trauma and hurt. You cannot change the things that maybe you've handled. I don't want to say wrong because that's how we learn, but you now know maybe you could have done things differently or approached things differently. Grief that you carry around in your heart. You cannot go back and change the past, but your heart needs to heal. So know that you can heal your heart by changing the course of your future, being aware of, again, similar to Stephanie, how and where you're using your energy. Are you focusing on those traumas? Are you getting stuck in that, in a sense, victim mentality of why does this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? Right? We don't want to get stuck there. It's okay to feel those things and it's okay to think those thoughts, but we don't want to get stuck there. We want to remember everything happens to us for a reason, and it's to get us where we're meant to be in life or to teach us lessons. And so take some deep breaths, try to heal your heart, acknowledge whatever it is that you're feeling, but don't get stuck there. Know that it's coming in. You've learned something from this experience. Try to figure out what it is that you've learned from it and then release it to let it go so that you can change the course of how your heart feels in the future. These past things do not continue to follow you and weigh you down. Does that make sense? I hope that that's helpful. Okay. Let's go to Becca Ferguson. You said general guidance and would love to hear from my mom. I immediately, Becca, as soon as I read that, felt this grandmother come in for you. You're welcome, Miriam. I felt this grandmother come in for you, Becca. And when she comes in, she's just, she's very sweet, but she's also like waving her finger at me. And when I ask her like what she's doing, she's scolding me, which is funny because she's like scolding me for what I'm doing, but she's so happy to be a part of it. So the only way for me to take that is she would not have approved of what I'm doing when she was living. But now that she's spirit, she's all about it. She's so excited. So it's funny that she comes in and she's like scolding me, but also really excited about being here. But as she comes in, I just feel this flood of emotion that comes in with her. I feel like with her passing, she was ready. I feel like she had been ill and not herself for quite a long time. Was there some memory loss going on with her because, or just like a fogginess towards the end? Because Everything just feels a little foggy. But she keeps telling me, she goes, but I've got it back. I've got it. She keeps telling me she's got all of her marbles. She's so funny, but she wants you to know that she's healthy. She wants you to know that she's happy. And so anything that she was dealing with here in the physical world, she's left that behind. And would this by chance be your grandmother on your mom's side? Because she just keeps thanking your mom. She makes me feel like your mom was like a very strong caretaker, very involved in her life, always showing up, always taking care of her. But she makes me feel like you did this as well, as much as you could. I don't know how old you were when she passed, but she still is showing me like that caretaking sign for you as well. Your grandmother also keeps giving me a reference to the number 4. So maybe there are 4 children, or maybe there's an April connection, but pay attention to how 4s show up for you, because I think that these show up a lot. And this is definitely a way that she tries to communicate. She has a lot of loved ones in spirit. And your grandmother just wants you to know that you are so supported and she is so proud of you. And she just keeps saying thank you. Like you really were a huge part of her life. And she wants to thank you for that. And even the way that you still remember and honor her. You said, I took care of her for the last 3 years of her life. So she is so thankful for that, Becca. And I'm glad that she acknowledged that for you. But she sends her love and she is there. So trust that, communicate with her, and know that she is coming through in every way that she can. So thank you for letting me connect with her. Okay, let's go to all right. These comments on YouTube, sometimes they just like take off. Okay. Darlene McGee. Darlene, you said general guidance here from my sister. Okay, Darlene, when your sister, with her passing, would it make sense to you why I'm instantly taken to the chest? I can't tell if it's like lungs or breast, but I'm just really taken to the chest, and she just places her hand over the chest, and that's really where I feel all the energy radiating. But I also feel like there was something where she was, like she keeps taking me to her hands. I almost feel like she was not able to use her hands in the way that she was before. So I don't totally understand that part, if this was something that was just part of the illness or just a symptom of what she was experiencing. But her hands just feel really weak to me, or did. They're not now. And she keeps telling me set of three. So are there 3 siblings, or 3 sisters? Would you understand that she just keeps repeating that over and over again? Set of 3. She takes in these very deep, very cleansing breaths. And so her way of letting you know that she's released anything that is no longer serving her. She's released anything that is weighing her down or was weighing her down, these illnesses or anything else that she was going through. She is greeted by family members on the other side. I feel both parents who are there for her, but I also feel many other family members as well. And I keep seeing this very small dog as well. It's like this small, I don't know if it's a Pomeranian, but it's kind of like a small fluffy dog that I keep seeing, that is also there waiting for her. You said, yes, her lungs were weak and she had hand issues. Okay. So I love that she validated those things and know that this is nothing that she's continued with her. But she just comes through very loving and wanting you to know how much she adores you and that she's there and she's proud of you. She does make me feel like, your health isn't in the best shape right now. She doesn't show me any red flags, so that's a good sign. She doesn't make me feel like there's anything we need to be really concerned about, but she just makes me feel a little worn down, a little tired. So if you're having some minor health issues or you're just kind of feeling low on energy, know that your sister is very aware of this and she's sending her love and wanting you to know that she's there to support you. She's there to help you. She sends you quite a few, I keep seeing red birds. So I believe these may be red cardinals, but pay attention to red birds and how they show up. Okay, this is a really, really strong sign that your sister uses, but she sends her love. She wants you to know that she's there and doing everything that she can to always support you, and just comes through in the most beautiful fashion. So I thank you for letting me connect with her. She's absolutely beautiful. You said we had a great relationship. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So if you guys could real quick, just because this helps like to get this video out there, if you could real quick, just click that like button on the video. I do appreciate it very, very much. And also please continue to share. We're up to over 50 people, which for just now starting these YouTube lives, I think that's just phenomenal. Super excited. Okay. Let's see who we want to go to. All right. Why don't we go to Christy Grawling? I feel like my life is on pause for me. What should I be doing, Dad? Okay. Christy, you're in a moment, what I like to call a moment of hibernation. That's the easiest thing for me to kind of refer to. And we all go through this. We go through these phases of life where we're not really going backwards, but we're not really going forwards either. It's more of just, it's a standstill. And that generally happens because we are about to embark on some major changes. Like there are some big changes coming up. I do feel a fatherly energy here. Did your dad have something with the heart? But I don't feel like that's the only thing. Would there have been like a would there have been like a heart failure, but also something with the lungs going on? I'm feeling like this. There's two things in the chest is what he's making me feel. But he's coming through with a lot of support. And so with your life right now, with things kind of paused, use this time to like do a deep cleanse, right? Do it in so many different forms. Do a deep cleanse of your house, declutter, get rid of what no longer serves you. And also do that in your personal life as well. Get rid of habits, get rid of relationships, get rid of self-sabotaging ways of thinking, right? Whatever it is, get rid of that. It's no longer serving you. This is the perfect time to declutter physically and emotionally. And that way, when this big change does come in, you have more space for it to come in. Does that make sense? And your dad is definitely going to assist with this. And he also keeps showing, he just showed me a watch. Do you have your dad's watch, or do you know who has a watch of his? I just keep seeing like this old watch that he's showing me. But I also can smell him. You can smell him too, can't you? So when you smell him, know that that is literally him standing there with you, 100%. He's there and he's wanting you to know that he's there. I pulled a card for you as well. It's the Into Me I See card. This is a card that talks exactly what we were just saying, is release what does not serve you. Release what you don't want to be a part of your future. So Into Me I See, this is a card that says going deep inside yourself, acknowledging things about yourself that you haven't acknowledged in a long time, or that you've never acknowledged. Learning from these things, figuring out whether this is going to serve you moving forward, whether you still resonate and connect with this, or whether it feels like something you can let go of. Trust your intuition, whichever way it takes you. Just kind of slowly but surely start to declutter your life so that you can be prepared for this big change to come in. And it doesn't feel like just one change. It just feels like life is going to pick up and there's going to be a flood of things that start happening. And it doesn't mean that that's bad. It may feel overwhelming sometimes, but there's just a lot that's going to come in for you. And I feel like you're really going to start to see these things starting to come in, I would say late January, early February. But just trust the process and know that Dad is there to help you with it. So I hope that that makes sense. And I thank you, Christy, for letting me connect with him. Okay. Let's see. Why don't we go to... I want to go to Tina Simpson. Tina said, feeling overwhelmed. Okay. Yeah, you definitely are. As soon as I tap into your energy, Tina, I can feel that overwhelming feeling. It feels like you have a lot going on, but it also feels like you've put a lot on your shoulders. Now, these are some things that some people have placed on you, but these are also some things that you've placed on yourself, things that are not necessarily needed to be placed on you. It feels like you, not that this is a bad thing, but in a sense are a bit of an overachiever, a bit of a perfectionist, which I get that too. But we have to remember that it's important to find balance. And it feels like when it comes to those around you, so family members, close friends, whoever it is that you have in that immediate circle, it feels like sometimes because you are this way, they rely on you and they come to you quite often, but they don't always think about how that leaves you feeling, how drained that leaves you. They come to you to vent and they walk away feeling better, but now you feel heavier, right? So set some boundaries, okay? That's really important. It feels like the people closest to you will drain you for every ounce of energy that you have, and they don't replenish it. So that doesn't mean they don't love you. Sometimes people are just completely blind to the fact that they do this, and sometimes they do it intentionally. But set some boundaries for yourself, okay? Healing the heart. That is your card, healing the heart. This is the boundaries card for you. Just because you love someone does not mean you have to bend over and break your back for them. We'd be there to support them. We can be there to love them, but allow them to kind of figure things out on their own. Take care of what you need to take care of. Take care of what resonates with you. But remember, you can only carry around so much. You're only one person. So take some deep breaths, set boundaries for yourself. Don't be afraid to say no. Or don't be afraid to say, you know what, I could help you, but I'm not going to because you can figure this out. Or, hey, you know what, I'm taking a week off. Don't call me, don't text me, like give me a week to take care of myself. Don't be afraid to set those boundaries, whatever it is that you feel called to do. Okay. So I hope that that is helpful for you. All right. Let's go to, okay. And if you guys, if you could, I've noticed with YouTube, if you're commenting and you're posting a lot of emojis, it just kind of slows down the news feed. So Spirit's going to draw me to who they draw me to. You don't have to add emojis or type in all caps or anything. Spirit's going to draw me to exactly who I need to get to tonight. You can comment over and over, but I ask that you don't add, the emojis and things. It just slows down the news feed, or not the news feed, the comment section. Okay, let's go to Alyssa Weidler. Wilder. Did I say that right? Alyssa, you said, how do I open my third eye? Any chakra meditation you recommend? I love that question, Alyssa. So, opening your third eye is actually pretty simple. However, it takes a lot of commitment. So we all have the ability to open our third eye, right? Our third eye is located right here. We have our crown chakra, our throat chakra, heart chakra, and then so on and so forth. But so opening our third eye, we all have the ability to do so. It's just a matter of removing our blockages. So spirit communication, that tends to come into the same part of our brain as our imagination. So I think that's why people get so stuck on, am I making this up? I'm imagining this, this isn't coming from spirit. This is coming from me. But if you can stay consistent and you can really focus on that third eye, that's going to make a huge, huge difference. There is a lot of meditations here on YouTube that you could check out. Oh, sorry, there was something on my screen. There's a lot of meditations here on YouTube you could check out. I also encourage you to check out Hay House. But in my experience, for me, the best type of meditation to help me with my third eye is a third eye meditation that doesn't have any words. It just has beats and sounds and different vibrations. For me, that is the best way. So what I like to envision when I'm doing a meditation on my third eye is I will close and I will center myself and I will literally envision my breathing, but instead of focusing on my chest, I envision all my breathing taking place in my third eye. And if you see a lot of colors, so for me, I see a lot of colors. So I always envision the breath coming in and out from my third eye. It's purple, like it's like just this purple flowy kind of cloud looking air. However, but you can envision it or you can feel it however it works for you. But I'll just sit and I'll focus on my breathing, and I'm focused, all of my attention is right here. I relax my face, I relax my shoulders, my muscles, and I'll just start breathing, and I focus on this. I'm breathing out doubt. I'm breathing in spirit. I'm breathing out doubt. I'm breathing in spirit. And slowly but surely, I'll start to feel sensations here. Sometimes the top of my head, my crown chakra will start to kind of itch or burn, and I'll feel something there. But the best way to use your third eye is simply by doing different exercises. Meditations are great, but exercises like this. You could take a deck of cards. It could be a deck of playing cards. You choose a card, but you don't look at it. And you use your third eye and you say, okay, what is on this card? And you try to envision the color, you try to envision the feeling, what's the meaning of the card, whatever you can get. And so you kind of close your eyes and you say, okay, for me, I'm feeling like a lot of pink. I'm feeling a lot of love. Like this is very much of a inner self card. Like that's the feeling I'm getting. The card is a deep breath. There's pink on it's a very, I don't know how well you can see it on here, but it's a very light pink card. It is very much about going within. And so you just use that intuition and you practice it. And the more that you do it, the more you'll start to see the differences. But the biggest thing, honestly, that I can tell you to do is to trust the information when it comes in, not to doubt it. And if you get it right, you get it right. If you get it wrong, well, that's okay. You just keep trying. But consistency with anything is absolutely key. So just play around with it. Just play around with it is absolutely the best. But we all have that ability to open our third eye, but we all see and sense spirit differently. So you just have to play with it to figure out what works best for you. So I hope that that's helpful. Okay, why don't we go to, let's see. I want to go to Tammy Pakaki. Did I say that right? I don't know if I did. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Tammy, you said would love to hear from my mom. Okay, Tammy, as soon as I read that, I felt this very sweet woman stepping forward. As she steps forward, I feel like at the end of her life, she wasn't able to communicate because I just feel like my throat is closed. So she makes me feel like she wasn't able to communicate, but very first thing is she wants her family to know that she knows what you say to her then and now. She knows and she's aware. So even though she may not have been able to give you that final goodbye that you would have loved to have, she hears you now and she's listening, and she could hear you then and she was listening. She makes me feel like with her passing, it's kind of a slow progression, but then things happen very fast. Does that make sense? You okay?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Love you.
Okay, I love you. Are you leaving?
Yep.
He's asleep?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sound asleep.
Okay. All right. I'll see you when you get home.
Love you.
Love you. Sorry. She makes me feel like it happens quickly, but it's a slow progression, but then at the end it happens fast. Does that make sense? But she's also giving me the number 3. So would she have 3 children? Would you understand a number 3 connection? Or maybe it's March, but she keeps referencing the number 3. Also, I don't feel like your mom was one who wore a ton of makeup, but she keeps showing me lipstick. Do you still have your mom's lipstick, or do you remember her only wearing lipstick? March makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Cause she just kept showing me that number 3, but so I don't know exactly what that lipstick means, but she keeps showing me the lipstick. Okay. Okay. She keeps telling me, she goes, I'm still watching my shows. And she says it so excited. She's like, I'm still watching my shows. Did your mom watch a lot of like soap operas? Because I keep hearing in my head, like the opening or the theme song to The Bold and the Beautiful. Like I just keep hearing that over and over again. So I don't know if she watched a lot of soaps, but she keeps telling me, she goes, I'm still watching my shows. And so whether this is you watch her shows, know that she's with you in those moments. But she's so funny. She has this great sense of humor. And I feel like she would always say what she thought. She would always, come from a place of love, but she didn't hold back at all. But she does show me that she is connected. There are 2 gentlemen in spirit with her. One feels like a father. The other is same generation. I can't quite tell if this is like her husband or maybe a brother, but she shows me this is same generation, but there are definitely two gentlemen that she's showing me that she is with in spirit, along with other family members as well. But your mom just sends her love. She wants you to know that she's there. Pay attention to those feelings when you think she's there, because she absolutely is. And you may also feel it like kind of on the top of your head, side of your head. She shows me that she kisses your head. So if you kind of feel sensations there, however it is that you feel it, know that that is your mom giving you that kiss. So I hope that makes sense. And I thank you for letting me connect with her. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's go to. You're welcome, Tammy. Let's see. Alba, hi. Why do I keep seeing my mother's birthday everywhere? 1028. Alba, as soon as I read that comment, I just felt a lot of spirit energy around you. It feels like you're seeing this. This is a sign that your loved ones are with you. But I keep getting taken to like a grandmother energy. Is your mom still living? It's interesting because I keep getting taken to a grandmother energy who shows up when I keep seeing these numbers, or when you talk about you keep seeing these numbers. And this grandmother feels that she's attached to your mom. So I think this is mom's mom that is trying to let you know she's watching over you and your mom. Because I feel like your mom is still here. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't feel like your mom's on the other side. But it's a grandmother. It's a grandmother connected to your mom who just is showing up for support and guiding you and showing you that you're on the right path, and that she's there with you. Yes, that's her mom, my Nana. Okay. My grandmother's birthday was almost 1028. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So that's very cool. So it's your grandmother. Your grandmother is coming through trying to let you guys know that she's around. She does make me feel like your mom is doing amazing. She makes me feel like there's no major issues going on with your mom other than, I would say, her mental health. It feels like her mental health. Sorry, I'm knocking the camera all over the place. Your mom's mental health feels like it maybe isn't in the best place right now. So I don't know if she's struggling a bit with depression or she's just kind of feeling down. I think so many of us are, especially with this whole COVID thing, but I don't know if it's connected to that or not, but I'm just kind of feeling worn down. And this is why this grandmother is really stepping in, and wanting to mention your mom and that support. So that's kind of what I'm getting. I hope that makes sense. You said, yes, she's still grieving my Nana's loss. Oh, okay. Yep. So she is supported and your Nana is definitely stepping forward. So I love that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I would like to go to Damani Jones. Damani, you said anything that comes to you. Okay. Damani, I don't know how else to put this, but it feels like you're stuck in between like a rock and a hard place. It feels like you're being faced with two different choices or two different decisions right now. And neither one is exactly what you would call easy. However, both of these choices, whichever decision you or whichever way you decide to go here, it's going to benefit you. It's going to help you grow. One path may be a little easier than the other one may be a little rockier, but they're both going to help you grow. But one thing I keep hearing is stop looking for the input from other people. Stop looking for other people to give you the answer. So if you're confiding a lot in friends, family members, just kind of reaching out to other people to give you this answer, your guides are like, you have to stop that. The answer is only going to come from within. Other people's opinions are just going to cloud your ability to make a decision. And your card is a beautiful uncaging. So you have to unlock your heart. You have to go within and you have to learn how to trust yourself. But either way you go, you're going to be okay. It is going to be a little challenging moving forward, but it is because you're going into a phase of life where you're supposed to grow. And we don't grow when we're comfortable. We grow when we're forced to grow. We grow when we're forced to be uncomfortable and step outside of our comfort zones. So trust the process. Don't get stuck in that fear, but definitely know that the answers that you're seeking are only going to come from within yourself. So take some time, quiet the mind, maybe journal or write, but do something that allows those thoughts to just kind of naturally flow. Okay, why don't we go to, let's see. And again, guys, if you've shared, please let me know that you've shared. Continue sharing. I appreciate it. I want to go to Nicole Cardarelli. Nicole, keep seeing 9/11. What's the significance? Nicole, you're being guided. You're going through an awakening. The 11. Okay, so the 11 is showing you that you're supported. The 11 is showing you that you're on the right path. The 9 is encouraging you to acknowledge things that you're not acknowledging about yourself. So if you have feelings, if you have traumas, if you have just thoughts and ideas, feelings about things, but you're not acknowledging them, your spirits are like, hello, hello, hello. Like they're knocking on the door, like, we're giving you all this information. Why aren't you acknowledging it? So remember, spirit communicates with us through signs, symbols, and synchronicities, right? You're very intuitive yourself. You're very spiritually gifted. If you wanted to do what I'm doing, you could very easily do it if you're not doing it already. But you have to acknowledge things, and that makes us uncomfortable, kind of similar to like what was said in the previous reading. When we have thoughts, we have feelings that are coming up, a lot of times it's causing us to either go to these past traumas or it's causing us to step outside of our comfort zone, and we don't want to do that. But your guides are like you're asking for their help. You're asking for them to step in. You're asking them to send you signs, and they are, but they're not showing up for you in the way you want them to. So you're like, nope, that can't be it. I don't want to acknowledge that. And your guides are like, no, you have to acknowledge this. So whatever it is that's surfacing for you, take the time to acknowledge it and don't run away from it. Okay. If it is trauma, do some inner child work, do an inner child meditation. Come to me if you have questions about inner child. I'm happy to kind of direct you and help if I can. But inner child work is so, so, so important when you're going through your own spiritual awakening. And even if you're not going through a spiritual awakening, inner child work is so important for everyone to do. Shadow work is so important for everyone to do because it helps us evolve. But if you're running away from it, that's not going to help. So your guides are that's why you're seeing those numbers. They're trying to get you to acknowledge things that you're not wanting to acknowledge. And they're also showing you this is okay. Like these things that are coming up are only there to help you. So your card is the royal you. So honor yourself. Don't run away from yourself. Okay. You're stepping into who you truly are. And that can be scary. Honor yourself. Don't run away. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's see dropped my cap. Okay. You're welcome. Okay. And remember, guys, if you ever hear me give a reading and it sounds like something you need to hear, you were supposed to hear it. It was a reading for you. Greg Cassidy. Greg, you said my dad. Okay. Greg, was your dad a smoker? Because as soon as I read your comment, I just got like this really strong tobacco smell. So pay attention to that because I feel like that shows up for you. And this is something that you can smell. So if you start to smell a tobacco and there's nobody around who's smoking or chewing tobacco or anything like that, know that this is coming in from spirit. This is a way that they're trying to communicate. But with your dad, I really do feel like with his passing, things happen quickly, but it doesn't feel to me that it's completely unexpected. Does that make sense? So it may happen faster than we thought it was going to, but it's not something where it feels it was completely out of the blue. I feel like either there was an illness or there were signs that something was going on. But your dad has like this big, huge heart, but he also feels like he was very, very stubborn. I feel like getting him to go to the doctors or getting him to do something he didn't want to do was nearly impossible. Do you share a name with your dad, or do you share a version of your dad's name, maybe a middle name or something? He keeps showing me that there's somebody that shares a name with him, or shares a, like I said, shares a version of his name. He keeps showing me shirts with the pocket right here. So I'm assuming your dad always wore this shirt with the pocket. Okay. And he keeps saying, he goes, I wasn't a perfect man, but I was a damn good one. So he wasn't perfect. None of us are, but he's very proud of the life that he led, and very proud of his children, and very proud of the legacy that he left behind. Okay. Your dad keeps showing me an anchor. Was he by chance Navy, or was there a boat? Would you understand why he keeps showing me an anchor? I think maybe it's Navy, because I don't know how you guys officially like salute, but he just like saluted. So I'm thinking the anchor must mean Navy, some sort of Navy connection. But he's around and he's proud of you, and he makes me feel like you question yourself. You're really hard on yourself. But he's like, you have no reason to be. He doesn't want you to be hard on yourself. He wants you to love who you are, and to give yourself credit where credit is due, right? If you stumble, that's okay. At least you tried. But he makes me feel like you do a lot of wonderful, beautiful things, and he wants you to see yourself the way that he sees you. But your dad sends his love. And I also feel like he keeps telling me that he spends a lot of time with you while you're sleeping, because your mind is quiet. So if you notice that you're waking up a lot between the hours of like 1:30 and 3:30, know that that is most likely just your dad. You're feeling his energy, which is what is causing you to stir. So that is what he's giving me. I hope that makes sense and just helps you to feel that connection with him, Greg. Okay, why don't we go to... Okay. So many comments. Let's see. Kelly Adcock, any guidance with my new relationship? Okay, Kelly. Okay. You known this person for a while? Or have you guys always kind of like circled one another? So maybe like similar friends in common, but it feels like you guys have always kind of circled each other. So even though the relationship is new, it feels like somehow you've always kind of been on the outskirts of one another, or you've been friends, but there's some sort of like long-term connection that I'm feeling between the two of you. It feels like this relationship starts off very passionate. It feels like things either already have, or they're starting to get, or they're going to start getting bumpy, but it's short term. Okay. This just feels like a bit of an adjustment phase. But there's a lot of passion. It feels like you two will really challenge each other in a beautiful way, but also a very annoying way. And this is because you two, like your souls recognize each other from past lives. And so while the human mind is still getting to know one another, your souls know each other, and you already kind of know one another's buttons to push. It's like a mirror image of yourself, where you see a lot of yourself reflected in the other person. And that's a lot of times that's hard to handle. That's really challenging, but there is so much passion and there's so much love. And it feels like this is something that is definitely has the potential to be very long-term. You said, we found out we've been in the same place multiple times before, but never met. Isn't that cool? Yeah, because it definitely feels like you guys have always just kind of been close by, but even though the relationship is new, you definitely have always just kind of been around one another. So with this relationship, one thing I would say to you is keep communication open. When either one of you start to feel triggered, make sure to acknowledge that. Okay. It feels like this person's love language is going to be very physical, where your love language is going to be more of like a words of affirmation sort of thing. So when we have different love languages, sometimes it's really hard. We think we're doing a great job showing the other person that we love them, and really we're just driving them crazy. So make sure that you're aware of one another's love languages. Keep that open line of communication open. But the card that came out for you is Spirit of Gratitude. So find the gratitude in this relationship every day. Don't get focused on the frustrations. Every relationship has them, but because you two are honestly like a mirror image of one another, those challenges may feel overwhelming, and it may be real easy to get yourself sucked inside of that, but try not to. As long as there is no abuse, there is no true trauma going on. It's just the typical, communication issues, or you're getting on my nerves sort of thing. Keep that open line of communication and try to find the gratitude even in the tricky times. But I think this definitely has the beautiful potential to be a very long-standing relationship. But like I said, I think you two have shared past lives together as well, because there's definitely a soul connection there. So I hope that's helpful. Okay, why don't we go to... Let's see. Is it Maya or Maya? Bailey, you said, will I have another baby? I see you with a total of 4 children. How many children do you have now? I see you with a total of 4. So if you already have 4 children, you're done. But I see 4 children in total for you. It does feel like I only have 1 boy. You're not done. You are not done. Nope. I see you with a total of 4 children. It does feel like moving forward, I would say around the 3rd pregnancy, there will be a bit of a hardship when it comes to conception. So in the future, you may have to seek out fertility treatments or some sort of medical intervention. It doesn't feel like it's going to have to be like a full-blown IVF situation, but it does feel like there will be a doctor involved come that 3rd pregnancy. But no, you're not done. Definitely not done. I see you with a total of 4. And the card that came out for you is bearing fruit. Bearing fruit. You're bearing children. These babies are coming for you. I would say the next one is probably, let me see. It feels like the next one you find out about pretty quickly. I don't know how old your son is, but I keep getting a reference to the number 3. So I want to say this is going to be March. You're either going to find out you're pregnant in March, or when you find out you're pregnant, your due date will be in March. But there is a March connection with this next child. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. So before we go to the next person, for those of you who kind of hopped on late and missed the beginning, in the description here, but also here in the comment section, there's a post that is pinned here to the top that has my website. I just released my Black Friday deals. So the offers will stand through November 30th, but you can schedule for November or December if you want a more in-depth reading with me. There's a couple different options available, but as long as you book your reading by November 30th, then you can get it for the discounted prices, even if the reading is in December, as long as you book by November 30th. So if you guys want a guaranteed reading with me, if you want to go more in depth, whether you want to do psychic, whether you want to connect to a loved one, or maybe a little bit of both, then I encourage you to go to my website and schedule. I love these readings. Everything's recorded. Everything is virtual, so it doesn't matter where you're located. It's a great option if you guys want to give Christmas gifts, right? Just remember, if you get it for a gift for someone else, whatever email you put in when you go to purchase, that's the email that's going to get the confirmation. So if you want to keep it as a surprise, put your email address in there. But if you don't mind them knowing, then put in the email address of the person that is going to be doing the call. But I love them. I have plenty of availability. December is pretty limited just because of the holidays, and now we're into the end of November. So it's sort of limited as well because we're going into Thanksgiving. And a lot of my times for November have already been booked. But If you guys are interested, go to my website, ashleyspiritualmedium.com, click on the schedule here button, see what I have available, and definitely book a session with me. And if you're located here in North Texas, we can do in-person group sessions. I have one tomorrow night, which I'm so excited for. You know, they're fun. You have friends and family over. I can come to an office. I can come to your house as long as you're in this general area. I'm located in like the South Denton area, so DFW area here in Texas, and I just really love it. But I do also offer group sessions virtually, but all that website or all that information is on my website. But if you guys have questions, just send me an email or reach out. Okay, so let's go ahead. I think I'm going to go to one more person, and then I'm going to go ahead and we'll do the pick 3. That way everybody can get some sort of guidance. And then I'll be live again next Wednesday, same time, every Wednesday right here at 7 p.m. Central. So last person we're going to get to tonight. Let me see here. Okay. Lots of comments. I want to go to Maggie Folly. Maggie, you said whatever you may be guided to tell me. Okay, Maggie. Maggie, do you have children? I feel like there's challenges going on right now, and I feel like there's a child involved. But it feels like you're carrying around a lot of tension and a lot of stress. And I feel like you're feeling this physically because I can feel all the muscles in my back just get very, very tight. So if you're feeling very stressed out, go take yourself a nice bath, lock the kids out, lock the family out of the bathroom for just a few minutes, take a nice hot bath, relax, and really envision all the stress and all the energy that is no longer serving you just washing away, going down the drain. You know, it's leaving. But there's definitely a lot of stress. So the best piece of advice that's coming in for you from Spirit is to put yourself first, to make yourself a priority, and to acknowledge how you're feeling and not try to sugarcoat it. If you're feeling stressed, you're feeling stressed. If you feel like you need a break, you need a break. If you feel like you need to lash out at somebody, well, maybe don't lash out, but go scream into a pillow, or you know, in a very mature way, go and confront this person and speak your mind. Whatever it is that you feel you need to do. It just feels like you've been doing quite a bit of suppressing, and your guides are like, that's enough of that. We're not suppressing anymore. And so I pulled a card for you, and the card that came out here, 2 cards. Okay. So we have the storyteller card and we have tender embrace. Tender embrace card. This is a card that really talks about compassion and patience for yourself and for others, for the situation. So have that love, have the compassion, know that it's okay to feel whatever it is that you're feeling, but you have to acknowledge that. You can't continue to suppress it. And then the storyteller card, this is a card that says, are you being honest with yourself? Are you being honest with those around you? Are you sugarcoating things? Are you focusing on only the positives, or are you focusing on only the negatives? Make sure that you are being brutally honest with yourself and how you're feeling. That way you're not suppressing, and you can kind of face these emotions and these feelings head on, so that you can acknowledge them, learn from them, find the gratitude in them, and then let them go so they don't continue to build and get heavier and heavier, and so that they can truly just go and you can just feel lighter. So that's what's coming in. So put yourself first for a little bit, make yourself a priority, and whatever it is that's going on with you and the stress that is somehow involving this child. Deep breaths, focus on compassion for the whole situation, everyone involved, including yourself, and really just give yourself some time. So I hope that makes sense and that you find that helpful. Okay, so let's do a pick 3 so everybody can get a reading. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. That way you'll always get those notifications. I'm live every Wednesday, same time, 7 p.m. Central. Also encourage you to follow me on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram as well. You can always subscribe to my email list. That is one of the best ways to stay in the loop, in the know. Okay. All right. So I'm going to hold up 3 cards. I love these 3 cards, and I want you to comment, take a deep breath, comment below, let me know which one it is that you're drawn to, and then I'll give you the meanings of each one. So here are the cards. This is card 1, 2, and 3. So I'll give you guys just a second. Let me know which one you're drawn to. Again, this is 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Everyone has their card? One last time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do this. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to read these from the book because that way I don't have to try to interpret it for 50 some odd people because it might have a different meaning for everyone. So the very first card, if you were drawn to card 1, your card is Waking the Lion. This is a super powerful card. I love this card. So if you were drawn to card number 1, this says, regardless of the outer conditions right now, you can't wait for fear to lessen before you move forward. In fact, despite the chaos and seeming disarray, you must be bold. Act as though you have deep trust that all will be well. Nothing is promised to you, but you will never truly see the magic if you don't take the risk. Come to the edge of uncertainty in your life and leap into the unknown. You have no guarantee of immediate success. Still, you must summon your bravery and face the possible pain, failure, or even success of your own power. The act of making this leap, no matter the final outcome, awakens the lion and strength within you. Be proud of who you are and who you are becoming. No one can take this away from you. So if you were drawn to card 1, that is your card. Don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone, okay? Step into that power. So that is card 1. If you were drawn to card 2, this must be the card of the night because we have pulled this many, many times. So if you were drawn to card 2, your card is the beautiful uncaging. So my nose always gets so itchy when spirit is around. So if you were drawn to card 2, this one says, at this time, you're being called to assess where guilt is playing a part of your life. Recognize how it's affecting you and others and address it so you can release yourself from its grip. Guilt is a powerful emotional state capable of transforming difficult situations. It keeps you accountable from your actions and when you've done something that causes harm. However, it can also feed a self-sabotaging cycle that fosters codependency and a distorted sense of personal power. Self-blame can lead to behaviors that perpetuate low self-worth. Have you done or said something for which you need to make amends? Have you disregarded a boundary or broken a promise? Guilt can make you aware of potential ways you have given injury and show you how to readdress the transgression. When you sincerely admit that you are wrong and begin the process to fix it, it's an act of accountability, responsibility, and liberation. So remember that this is also a card. Sometimes we carry around guilt when we feel that we've hurt ourselves, we've let ourselves down. So yes, this could be something you've done or said to someone else. But could also be you feel that you've crossed your own boundaries or you've let yourself down. You're holding on to something that was not your fault. Whatever it is, release what is no longer serving you, find the gratitude, and heal your heart. So that is card 2. Lisa said, oh, hell. Guess you resonate with that, huh? Okay, so if you were drawn to card 3, your card is Birds of a Feather. It's kind of hard to see on this camera. So if you were drawn to card 3, Birds of a Feather. All right, so let's see what this one says. Card 3 says, have you ever wondered how people naturally gravitate to one another and discover surprising intimacy and connection? There's a kind of magnetic energy, like an invisible ray of light, that gently pulls people together to form something beautiful that can be shared. As in the saying, birds of a feather flock together. It comes from the instinctual need for belonging. We need community to survive, to thrive, and to grow. We humans are social creatures. After all, none of us are meant to be alone. The concept of belonging is playing an important role in your life currently. Perhaps you recently found yourself in a group where you knew you were in the right place. Trust those strands of connection. For now is the time to thrive in the community. What you will find is a deeper and more expansive way of looking at the world by bearing yourself to others and sharing ideas, hopes, and dreams. So pay attention to those that you spend your time with. Pay attention to those you give your energy to. If you have people that support you and build you up and they have goals maybe similar to yours, those are the people you're supposed to be with. If you're surrounding yourself with people who constantly gossip and complain and drag you down, then maybe we need to readdress who we're spending our time with, right? So pay attention to who it is that you spend that energy and that time with. So let me know if you guys resonated with your card choice. It looks like a lot of you did. And if you resonated with more than one, then you were supposed to hear more than one message. Maria said, wow, I got that one last week. I'm getting the message. Yeah, it's funny. Spirit will continuously throw things in our face until we acknowledge it, until we get it. So that's why it's so important. If you feel like you are getting something from Spirit, to acknowledge it, or you feel like there's something within yourself that's awakening, to acknowledge it, because it will get louder and louder. And sometimes that can disrupt our life a little bit. So the sooner that we can acknowledge these things, the easier we make it for ourselves. So that is what I have for you guys today. I hope that you all resonated with something that was said, and I will be live again next Wednesday to do more free readings. I absolutely encourage you to head over to my website. There's so much information about me there, ways to schedule, reviews, all kinds of things. I offer mini courses, all kinds of different things. Subscribe to the email list, whatever it is that you want to do, but also go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and definitely subscribe here on YouTube so you'll always get those notifications. So I can't wait to connect with you all on a much deeper level, connect with you again next week, and maybe some one-on-ones if that is something y'all are interested in. So have a wonderful night. Take care of yourself. Listen to what Spirit said tonight. Listen to whatever it was that your card choice told you, and sit with it. Try to find the gratitude in it. So have a great night, guys. I'll talk with y'all very soon. Bye.